There's definitely something beautiful, at least to me, about the seasons changing, fall leaves, snow, Christmas decorations, even Starbucks red cups. However, that doesn't mean there aren't downsides to a lot of people, including myself. In today's video, we're going to be talking about seasonal depression and holiday depression as well, or holiday stress, or I guess feeling low during the holiday seasons, because I have noticed this is something that really affects a lot of us. I have talked about it on my Instagram about how I've felt lately since we are not going home for the holidays, and with all of the family struggles I have in my life, and so many of you have reached out and said that it has resonated with you, so I thought this might be a really helpful video. Real quick, look at my little sidekick right next to me the entire time I film. I'm combining holiday and seasonal. That way, if you're dealing with holiday stress before the holidays, this will apply to you. But if you're also dealing with seasonal depression, or if you find this after the holidays, this can still help you as well. Truthfully, holiday stress can come from a lot of things, like not getting gifts, being a parent who can't afford to get gifts for their children, feel pressure to get people expensive gifts. If you can't afford to go home for the holidays, going home to the holidays to a sick loved one, maybe you have a lot of tension between you and family members. Maybe they don't agree with you or your choices or your lifestyle. Maybe you grew up like me around a lot of substance abuse or just abuse in general, and it makes it hard around the holidays because you want to reach out because it's the holidays, but you also know it's not best for you to reach out to certain family members. Maybe you've even lost a loved one and you're spending the holidays without them. If you're not dealing with holiday stress or struggles, maybe you're dealing with seasonal depression, when you're getting less sunlight, which leads to a lower mood. It can lead to symptoms of depression. It can lead to a lot of fatigue, social withdrawal, feelings of hopelessness. So what can we do to combat this seasonal depression or holiday stress? Here are a bunch of mindset shifts, hacks, and tips. Number one, find some creativity. Get your creative juices flowing. It can really pass the time anytime that you're feeling lonely, stressed, or down. Noah recently picked up the guitar again, and throughout the past month or so, he has gotten really great at it. I personally decided to pick up decorating for our home. Like, I got some plants and we changed out our bed and everything. And then after Christmas, when it comes to the winter blues of January, I'm going to move away all my Christmas decor and keep decorating our home until our house feels more like a home. Number two, embrace the comfort of the colder months and get cozy. Embrace pajamas, embrace extra nap time, have a full-on pamper day, take a bubble bath. In Ohio, there was nothing better than coming home from a cold, snowy day and taking a really hot bath with a bath bomb and maybe watching like a movie in the bathtub or reading a book. So embrace the comfort that comes along with the colder months. Something I like to do is to get as much vitamin D as I possibly can. If it's too cold to go outside, maybe prop yourself up against a window like I am here. I've got my book sitting against the window, got the sun coming directly in as close as possible to my face. I guess I could be like this if I need to. I've even got a plant that kind of warms up the room too and gives me a little bit of like that warmer feeling. Maybe pampering yourself is taking a nap, and maybe it is letting yourself feel the emotions that you've been holding on to. I watched Gilmore Girls the other day, and it really makes me think about my mom, and I was trying not to cry so hard through a few episodes, and I knew I should have turned it off if I was didn't want to cry. And finally, after a few episodes, I just let myself cry. I let myself have a good old freaking cry, and by the end, I felt so much better. I let that release go, and then I kept watching it, and then I smiled, and I thought about the good times with my mom. So maybe you just need to feel it. This is also an amazing time to practice your meditation, your mindfulness, because when you have a lot of conflict or sadness, it's a great time to look within and figure out what's going on. If there are things you can work on with yourself. Hello, little Rue. And for me, I used to handle conflict with my mom really poorly. We have always had like screaming matches at each other. And now it's gotten to the point where even if she's screaming at me, I can take a step away, take a few breaths, remind myself of who I am and how I want to behave and what values I have, and then breathe and go out and still treat her and talk to her with respect, while also demanding respect for myself. When other people project their emotions out on you, you don't have to do it back to them. People often ask me, like, how do you get even at people who've hurt you? I don't get even, I get better. I aim to be the best version of myself, and maybe by leading by example. In some way I will help someone down the road. Maybe one day my mom will see the way I handle conflict with her now, and maybe it will inspire her, you know, to seek help one day. You really never know. Make your own Christmas or holiday traditions. I love when I see people do Friendsgivings, but guess what? You can do those any time of the year. Maybe you're really missing some sort of holiday recipe that you had with your family members if you're not going home. Try making it on your own. Noah and I are making his mom's fruit pizza cookies because I've never had them and we're not able to go home, so I can try them this year. And so maybe you could call up your grandma, ask her for the recipe you've really been missing, make them on your own, and you can even take them and share them with your friends or co-workers or just anyone.
Just like my mom used to make her bread.
Oh, so cute. Do you love them?
Yeah.
If you're struggling with buying people gifts this year, my biggest advice is meaningful is greater than materialistic. It is okay to like material items. That is okay. I personally am not super materialistic, but I love meaningful items. When people buy me expensive things, it's hard for me. Like when Noah's parents, they actually bought us or gifted this bed to us. It was hard for me because I know it's stressful to me because I can't return that expensive of a gift back to them. So, you know, don't be afraid to gift experiences or meaningful items. My dad, last Christmas, when he knew that I'd been a little bit homesick or missed like a few things from my hometown, he put together a goodie bag of my favorite hometown coffee, local honey, a coffee shop from a local, it was like handmade at a pottery place, some cornbread mix from a local mill, and like a t-shirt. And it was the most meaningful and memorable gift I have pretty much ever gotten. If you ask me what a lot of people got me last year, I don't always remember what you got me last year or 2 years or 3 years before. My memory's not great, but I will always remember that gift. And it really put into perspective how much I appreciate meaningful gifts and how much other people appreciate them, but we don't always realize. Just because someone says like, oh, I'd like a new purse, it doesn't mean you have to get them a new purse. Maybe that's just what they're thinking of. Go out of the box. Get them something they didn't think of, you know? Maybe you could even make your own kind of scavenger hunt for your kids or for a family member or friends that you can't afford to gift them something. And another thing is you could literally just write someone a meaningful letter. Noah's boss wrote him the nicest card, encouraging him. You know, Noah's new at his position and sometimes he feels, you know, stressed about it because he's new and he's figuring things out, and he left him the most encouraging, uplifting card that just, it warmed my heart. And I've never even met his boss. If it's something like, I really miss my dad and my brothers and my grandparents, I can't afford to go see them right now, Skype. We can all Skype and we can literally all have, you know, like a Christmas dinner and be on Skype together. It feels awkward at first, but usually after like 5 minutes, you feel comfortable and you kind of feel like you're with them. So don't be afraid to force your brothers. I know my brothers being teenagers are gonna be like, I don't want to do a phone call. I'm gonna force them to Skype with me and they're gonna like it. Start focusing on your New Year's resolutions. Maybe you've got some really big goals. That was weird the way I said that. Maybe you've got some really big goals for this year and you haven't really done your last year's ones. Get started early. Get started now. Or maybe you're watching this in February and you already gave up. Restart now. There is no button or date of when you can start your goals. Start now. Better yourself. Focus on yourself. Do things that make you feel good, and time will pass. Things will be good, and you never know what kind of situation you could be in by next holiday season if you were to start focusing and working on your goals now. Make sure you are subscribed if you're looking for New Year's content. I'm gonna have so many videos. I was making a list the other day. I have like 20 videos coming up all about how to accomplish your New Year's resolutions, and I'm talking about real ways to get them accomplished. Gonna be good, so you don't want to miss it. Notifications on. Next is if you are feeling a little less fortunate, you aren't able to, you know, you're not getting gifts this year, maybe you're getting less gifts or you're not able to afford to go home or anything like that. It's always nice to give back. Whenever you stop like obsessing over ourselves and we start thinking about other people, it really does put things into perspective. This can be many different ways. You can volunteer in an animal shelter. It's one of my favorites. I love being around, you know, animals, and they just bring me so much joy. And it is really sad, obviously, but it does also feel really rewarding. And obviously you shouldn't just be doing it for the feeling of reward, but I'm just saying it will give you a new perspective. Maybe you do have money to spend and you're sad because you feel like you don't have anyone to spend money on. You could buy gifts for kids that aren't getting gifts. You can even volunteer like environmentally. They do beach cleanups, they do like street cleanups, those are nice. Or you can also give back or help by doing something for a friend. Maybe you don't feel this way necessarily, or maybe you do, but you have a friend who's also struggling. You have a friend who also isn't going home. What if you did something for them And in return, it's gonna feel good for you too. So Noah brought me out on a little date tonight. We made to-go hot teas, and we're over here near the marina, and they decorated it all with a bunch of beautiful lights. Look how, you can't really see it all the way. I have to show you. It's
cool.
so pretty. We're gonna drink some tea and hang out. I'm so excited. Oh, this is such a cute little date. Oh my gosh, there's so many lights. Now, while I love resetting and relaxing over the holiday season, I also think it's really good to remain active, especially if you are dealing with seasonal depression. Often when you get cold and it gets like dark out, you don't really feel like going and being active and getting outside and eating your veggies. You want to eat the cookies and the warm foods that are like carb filled, and you want to watch a lot of movies, and that's great. I think you should do those things if they bring you joy. They should bring you joy. But it's also good to stay healthy and be active, because that does have a big effect on your mental health and how you feel. Take your vitamins. We're not getting enough vitamin D. That does lead to a lower mood. It leads to fatigue. Take a multivitamin. I always notice when I take a vitamin every single day that my mood is a lot higher. Mindset shifts can change your life. If you can change your thoughts, you can change your life. The way you think controls how you live. Try to do some mindset shift mantras every single day. I mentioned that when I felt nervous going to the gym again, my mantra was, I deserve to be here. And I would say it every single day, every time I was going to the gym, and it made me feel like I could kick ass when I went in the gym, and now I'm super comfortable with it. Think of a mantra that works for you. Overall, I just want you to know that you deserve to feel happy and loved and cared for, and you don't have to stress, and you don't have to feel all this burden. It is okay to feel it and let it go, and then take more control of your life. It is okay if you can't afford everything. It is okay if you're struggling. Just don't let it control you. Don't let it ruin this time for you. Look at the beautiful stuff around you and try to appreciate it. Be grateful for your life. Whatever it is that you have, be grateful. Even if it's just that you're able to watch this video right now, be grateful for that. I would love it if you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. I love you so much. I'm always here for you and always here to talk if you want. My DMs are always open, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.